Well, we want to start with a question. Are there grandparents in the room? Sorry, I can't hear that. Are there grandparents in the room? Well, it could be better. One more time. Are there grandparents in the room? All right.
Are there some parents in the room?
Adults. Are there some preteen, teens, and children in this room? Yeah, I think you need to wake up a little bit, but...
I thought that teenagers were the most powerful ones. So.
Yeah, maybe we should try again the teenagers. Are there teenagers, preteens, and children in this room? All right. So that's great. You're all here because we're going to need each and every one of you today. Oh, c'est tout bon. Okay. So you remember this past few days we spoke about our first value, which was knowing God intimately and rejoice His heart. You can speak with us. Second one was make disciple and... Okay. The third one was capacity, spiritual capacity of children. And with Jean and Maëlys, we would like to introduce to you the fourth one and the fifth one, which is the importance of the family and linking the generations together. Okay? If the children wants to come in the front to see better, you can come in the front to see better, but you're welcome to stay where you are. Okay. Tu montres? Okay, we have a question here for you guys. Do you know what that is? It's an arrow, right? Great. Okay. Well, Maëlys was supposed to help us, but yeah. So, you know that is the point of the arrow, right? And so it strikes the center of the target, and it pierces the center of the target, and it sticks to it. And that represents the teenagers, the preteens, and the children. Okay? Are you okay? Are the teenagers, preteens, and children here? Yeah. Okay, all right. Here is the shaft of the arrow. And of course, it links the front and the feathers of the arrow, and it helps the arrow to get stabilized. Are there parents and adults in this room? Okay. And those are the feathers. The feathers, they help the arrow to go straight in the direction that it gave, that the guy or the girls who strike it, what? The archer gave, all right? It helps to keep the directions. And this represents actually the generations of our grandparents. Are there grandparents in this room? All right. I have a question for the parents. Imagine if we have not this part of the arrow. Imagine this just go away. Sorry, just this part. So parents, please tell me what would happen if we have not this part. Yeah, Pierre. Tu peux y aller en français. Okay, it maybe would reach the target, but it won't pierce the target. Yeah, that's right. It will maybe go like, puck. That's not very interesting, right? Okay, so we put it back. So that means we need our preteens, our teens, and our children, right? We need you guys. Because otherwise we reach the target and then it just goes. So God needs you guys. That's why you're here, right? So now we have a question for the grandparents. Imagine we don't have this part of the arrow. So grandparents, please tell me what's going to happen. Grandparents. Sorry, what? It's not going to be strong and steady. It's mostly going to be like that. Yeah, that's right. So that means parents and adults, we need you guys because otherwise there won't be a link between the preteen teens and the grandparents, and it won't be stable, right? So we need you guys. So now imagine children. What would happen if we did not have the feathers? Children here. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly pretty much what's going to happen. We will go like, again. Right? That's exactly what, yeah? What? Yeah, it will lose the balance. The arrow is going to be like, right? right? So that means preteens, teens, adults, we need our grandparents, right? Those are the person who holds the vision. Those are the person who help us keep the direction of the arrow. If we have one part missing, children, preteens, adults, then something is wrong. God has done 3 generations on purpose. He had a point. And if we miss one, if we miss to bring one with us, then the whole arrow just is useless. Okay? That's the same with our families, right? God created generations in families. He created teams, right? We are teams here. And we are all different. We have all different strengths. We all have different weaknesses. And we have to learn to work together. Otherwise, it just won't work, right? And we just want to share like 2 short testimonies. Yeah? Oh, sorry. We just want to share with you 2 short testimonies of how we are living this as a family, as we are learning to live this as families, like all of you guys, right? And so the first one is about family. So now we have a child, okay? Like she's made. There's one coming here, and Jean and I, we love Nico. You all know what Nico camps are, right? Yeah. It's those camps when you're invited to go through your limits with God and He pushes you out of your comfort zone. So we really love this. Jean and I, we love this. We love to see what God does with those camps, with the people. And as Maëlys was born, we were like, okay, God, you gave us a child, but, children in Nico camp, I don't know. Like, how are we going to do this? And we were a little bit afraid that maybe we might lose something, And our first Nico came out this summer. So we did our PCYM, and she surprises us the most amazing way. She's wonderful. And our first Nico came, and we explained her. Like we say, okay, Maëlys, we're going to have a Nico camp here, so we're going to be like kind of out. And no, that was not the Nico camp. It was a weekend. It was a kind of Nico weekend. And we were like, okay, it's going to be outside, and we're going to do some bunch of stuff that are going to be surprising anyway. And she was like, okay. Like, Nico, Nico, Nico. And we were like, okay. And so we went at this weekend not knowing what was going to happen for us. And there was one activity. We had to go through a mine, an old mine. You guys know what a mine is? Yeah? Yeah? You want to tell us what a mine is? It's what? Yeah, it's somewhere when you used to find gold, maybe jewels, maybe salt, maybe a whole bunch of stuff, right? So it's all closed down, it's all dark, it was all wet, and we were kind of like, okay, let's go with it. And actually, she enjoyed it. She enjoyed that. She enjoyed doing this with us. And that was for us a confirmation that God makes no mistakes. When He gives you your family, He knows exactly what He's doing, right? He has a purpose for each and every family that is here. Yeah, you guys, your children, you are with your parents because God wanted it. He made it on purpose. There was no mistakes. Your parents, your brothers and sisters, and parents, you have your children because God knows that He has a purpose for you, right? And so we found that out actually this weekend. That confirmed us, our identity as families. And we were like, okay, so now we know that all of our children are going to be okay for us because God gave us something as family, and we're going to keep it on with our children too. So that was our first testimony with the family value.
And for me, I'm going to speak out. Sorry, Sammy. We're going to give a testimony about some generations. So for those who don't know, I'm a firefighter for 15 years now, so quite a long time. And I had the full training firefighting, all theoretical, everything, so I know everything in my mind. But the first time I went on a fire, I was very scared. But the good thing was that the one in front of me was an elder one who had some years of experience, like me now. And then when I went through it, so there was no emergency, no savings to do, so we took our time. And he showed me everything I had to know to read the fire. I knew everything, but I never experienced it. And the funny thing, now that I'm 15-year-old firefighter, I'm doing the same. The people pass me something they learned on the field, they give me the experience, and now it's my turn to give the experience to the younger one. When I have some 18-year-olds firefighter in the back of me, behind me, I bring them with me in the fire, and I'm teaching them, it's my turn to teach them the practical stuff that didn't learn in class, that didn't learn at firefighting school. So that's also one big thing in generation. Gave the experience, elder ones, grandparents, pass on the experience to the younger one, and the younger ones, when they grow up, can continue to pass it on. But also one important thing, the new generation, the younger generation, are bringing new stuff with them. They are bringing new experience too, and we have to learn from them too. And that, again, by firefighting, there are some new technologies coming on to save people, to fight against fire and other incidents. And sometimes I have a new thing in my truck, and I don't know what it is. I don't know how it works, because I was never trained on it. But the newbie who is just coming in, he had this during his training, and he shows us proudly how this new gadget works. Sometimes it's useless, but sometimes it's very useful. And we can really save lives when we know how it works. Because one time I jumped in the fire with something I knew how it works, and I had one more thing in my package that I couldn't use because I knew how it works. But just go, you're the chief, go within, take this, it's new, you will learn how it works. But never have a training for this. But the newbie who was behind me took it and showed me how it worked, so I could do my work. So don't forget also the young generation with their new capacities.
And we just wanted to recall you, Joel, it's like Joel, yes, thank you. It's like Joel 2 verse 8 that says that our men are going to dream dreams, our young men are going to have visions, and our children going to prophesy. If we have something missing, we won't do it. It's like the same in families, right? So that was it for you guys this morning.